Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exploring the fascinating world of United States wheat pennies, focusing on the top 3 most valuable 1-cent coins that have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. These small copper coins may look ordinary, but certain rare dates, mint marks, and conditions can turn them into treasures worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. If you've ever wondered whether that old penny in your collection could be worth big money, this is a video you won't want to miss. So let's get started. First up, we're diving into a fascinating and often overlooked coin in American numismatics, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny. At first glance, this 1-cent coin may look ordinary, especially when found in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition. But don't be fooled. Even coins that appear worn or neglected can carry surprising value, especially when tied to historical significance, minting details, and collector demand. In this video, we'll explore why the 1958 wheat penny still attracts attention and how even lower condition examples can spark interest in the coin collecting world. The 1958 wheat penny was produced by the United States Mint at its Denver facility, indicated by the D Mint mark on the coin. This coin belongs to the famous wheat penny series, officially known as the Lincoln cent, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The wheat design, featuring 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, continued until 1958, making this particular coin the final year of the wheat penny series. That alone gives it a special place in U.S. coin history, as it marks the end of an iconic design before the Lincoln Memorial reverse was introduced in 1959. The 1958 wheat penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that classic reddish-brown appearance. Although in very dirty condition, it may appear dark brown or even nearly black due to oxidation and environmental exposure. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, along with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1958. The small D Mint mark below the date signifies it was struck in Denver. On the reverse, the words 1 cent and United States of America are framed by 2 wheat ears, with the motto E Pluribus Unum above. Even in dirty condition, these features can still be identified, though details may be worn or obscured. While the 1958 wheat penny had a relatively high mintage, over 800 million coins, it still holds collector interest because it represents the final year of the wheat reverse design. Most examples are common in circulated grades, but collectors often seek higher grade coins or those with unique characteristics such as errors or unusual toning. Even very dirty coins can become desirable if they show signs of rare mint errors, like doubled dies or off-center strikes. Additionally, many collectors aim to complete full wheat penny sets, making the 1958 a necessary piece in their collection. This consistent demand helps maintain its relevance in the coin market. In very dirty or heavily circulated condition, a typical 1958 wheat penny usually holds modest value, often ranging from about $399,000 depending on how worn it is. However, coins with slightly better detail, even if dirty, can sell for 50 cents to $2. The real excitement comes when a coin has exceptional qualities. For example, uncirculated versions in mint state condition can reach $5 to $20 or more. Rare error coins from 1958, such as the famous doubled die varieties, have been known to fetch thousands of dollars at auction. So while a dirty coin might seem insignificant, it could still hold hidden potential. If you come across a 1958 wheat penny in very dirty condition, resist the urge to clean it aggressively. Cleaning can damage the surface and significantly reduce its value. Instead, store it safely and consider having it evaluated if you suspect it may have unusual features. Look closely for mint marks, doubling in the lettering, or any oddities in the design. Even small details can make a big difference. Building knowledge about coin grading and mint errors will also help you better understand what to look for and how to assess value accurately. The 1958 wheat penny may not always shine at first glance, especially in very dirty condition, but it remains an important piece of American coin history. As the final year of the wheat design, it carries both historical and collectible significance. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, this coin reminds us that value isn't always about appearance, it's about rarity, context, and the story behind the coin. Keep searching, keep learning, and you never know, you might just find a hidden treasure in your pocket change. Next up, today's video dives into the fascinating world of the 1940s United States wheat penny, especially those found in very dirty condition. While many collectors overlook coins that appear damaged or unclean, some of these pieces can still carry surprising value depending on their rarity, mint mark, and preservation beneath the surface. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this iconic coin features Lincoln's profile on the front and two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent on the reverse. The 1940s wheat penny was minted in San Francisco during a time when the United States was emerging from the Great Depression and on the brink of entering World War II. Coins from this era reflect both economic hardship and historical significance, making them especially appealing to collectors today. The 1940s wheat penny carries several identifying features that make it stand out. The S Mint mark, located just below the date on the obverse side, indicates it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. The coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a rich reddish-brown appearance when in good condition. However, coins found in very dirty condition often appear dark, dull, or even blackened due to oxidation and environmental exposure. Despite this, important details such as Lincoln's portrait, the wheat ears, and the inscriptions can still be visible and crucial for determining value. In some cases, dirt can actually protect the coin's surface underneath, preserving details that may increase its worth once properly evaluated. Although millions of 1940s wheat pennies were produced, finding one in collectible condition today can still be challenging. Many coins from this period circulated heavily, leading to wear and tear. Dirty examples are common, but not all are equal. Some may still retain sharp details beneath the grime. Collectors are particularly interested in coins that show minimal wear under the dirt or those that may have unique minting errors. The demand for wheat pennies continues to grow, especially among new collectors who appreciate their historical significance and affordability compared to rarer coins. The value of a 1940s wheat penny in very dirty condition can vary widely. In heavily worn and dirty states, these coins might sell for around $545,000. However, if the coin has better detail preserved beneath the dirt, it could fetch between $2 and $10 or more. In rare cases, if a coin is cleaned professionally and reveals strong features or an uncirculated surface underneath, its value could rise significantly, sometimes reaching $20 to $50 or higher depending on grading. Coins with errors or exceptional preservation can command even greater prices at auction, attracting serious collectors willing to pay a premium. When dealing with a very dirty 1940s wheat penny, patience and caution are key. Cleaning a coin improperly can reduce its value dramatically, so it is generally recommended to avoid harsh cleaning methods. Instead, collectors should consider having the coin evaluated by professionals who understand how to preserve its integrity. Always examine the mint mark, date clarity, and visible details carefully. Storing coins in a dry, safe environment will help prevent further deterioration. For those building a collection, even lower grade or dirty coins can be valuable additions, especially when part of a complete wheat penny set. The 1940s wheat penny may seem ordinary at first glance, especially when found in a very dirty condition, but it holds a unique place in American coin history. Its connection to a significant era, combined with its collectible appeal, makes it a coin worth examining closely. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, never underestimate the hidden potential of an old penny. Sometimes, beneath layers of dirt lies not just value, but a story waiting to be uncovered. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American coinage history, the 1935 United States wheat penny with no mint mark, especially in very fine condition. At first glance, this coin might seem ordinary, but collectors around the world know that even subtle details can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a valuable treasure. In this video, we'll explore what makes this coin special, how rare it truly is, and why it continues to attract strong attention in the auction market with values reaching impressive dollar amounts. The 1935 wheat penny is part of the iconic Lincoln wheat penny series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. This coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and marked a major shift in American coin design, as it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The 1935 issue was struck during the Great Depression era, a time when economic hardship influenced coin production and circulation. Coins without a mint mark were produced at the main facility of the United States Mint in Philadelphia, which traditionally did not use a mint mark during that period. The 1935 wheat penny without a mint mark carries the classic design elements collectors admire. On the obverse, you'll see a detailed right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, along with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1935. On the reverse, the coin features two wheat stalks framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. In very fine condition, the coin shows moderate wear, but important details like Lincoln's hair, cheek, and jawline remain visible, along with clear lines in the wheat stalks. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms its Philadelphia origin, which is a key identifying feature. While the 1935 wheat penny had a relatively high mintage compared to earlier years, finding one in very fine or better condition becomes increasingly difficult due to decades of circulation. Many of these coins were heavily used, worn down, or lost over time. As a result, collectors place strong demand on well-preserved examples. The combination of historical significance, classic design, and condition scarcity drives its desirability. Even though it is not the rarest wheat penny, the steady collector demand ensures it holds a respected place in numismatic collections. When it comes to value, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role. A 1935 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition typically sells for a modest but respectable price, often ranging from around $399,000 in today's market. However, coins with better preservation, such as extremely fine or uncirculated examples, can command significantly higher prices, sometimes reaching $20, $50, or more at auction. Exceptionally well-preserved coins with original luster or unique toning may even surprise collectors with higher bids, especially in competitive auctions where demand is strong. For collectors looking to add this coin to their collection, it's important to carefully examine condition and authenticity. Always look for clear details in Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks, as these are key indicators of grade. Avoid cleaned or damaged coins, as they lose value in the market. Storing your coins properly in protective holders will help preserve their condition over time. It's also wise to stay updated with auction trends and price guides, as values can shift depending on collector interest and market conditions. The 1935 wheat penny without a mint mark may not be the rarest coin in the series, but its historical charm and steady collector demand make it a valuable piece of American coinage. In very fine condition, it represents a perfect balance between affordability and collectability, making it a great addition for both beginner and experienced collectors. Keep searching, keep learning, and who knows, you might just discover a hidden gem worth far more than you expected. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on a classic piece of American history, the 1953 United States wheat penny. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary, especially if it's in very dirty or heavily circulated condition. But don't let its worn appearance fool you. Even coins that seem common can carry surprising value depending on their details, mint mark, and collector demand. Stay with us as we uncover why this small copper coin can still attract attention in the auction market and potentially be worth more than you think. Of the wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was minted from 1909 to 1958 and remains one of the most beloved coins among collectors. The 1953 D version was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small d mint mark on the reverse side. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, marking one of the first times a real person appeared on regular U.S. coinage. By 1953, the wheat penny had already been in circulation for over 4 decades, becoming a familiar part of everyday transactions across the United States. The 1953 D wheat penny carries several distinctive features that make it recognizable. On the front, you'll see Lincoln's profile along with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1953. On the reverse, the coin displays 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. The D mint mark beneath the date confirms it was produced in Denver. Even in very dirty condition, these design elements usually remain visible, though wear and grime may obscure finer details. The coin is made primarily of copper, giving it a reddish-brown tone when clean, but over time, dirt and oxidation can turn it dark brown or nearly black. While the 1953 D wheat penny had a relatively high mintage, rarity comes into play when considering condition, errors, and overall preservation. Coins in very dirty condition are generally more common, but they still hold collector interest, especially for beginners or those completing wheat penny collections. Additionally, certain varieties, such as those with strong strikes or subtle minting errors, can increase demand. Even lower-grade coins are often collected in bulk, and their historical significance keeps them relevant in the numismatic community. When it comes to value, a 1953 D wheat penny in very dirty or heavily circulated condition typically ranges from around $277,000. However, coins that retain more detail despite dirt or wear can fetch slightly higher prices, sometimes reaching $1 or more. If a coin is professionally cleaned, though not always recommended, it may improve appearance but could reduce collector value. On the higher end, well-preserved examples of the same coin in mint condition can sell for $10, $20, or even higher at auctions. While a dirty version won't reach those levels, it still carries a modest but real market presence. For collectors, it's important to handle coins carefully and avoid harsh cleaning methods, as these can damage the surface and reduce value. Even if a coin appears dirty, it's often better to leave it in its original state. Storing coins in protective holders can prevent further deterioration. It's also wise to examine your coin closely for any unusual features or errors, as these can significantly increase its worth. Building knowledge about grading and market trends will help you make better decisions when buying or selling coins. The 1953 D-Wheat penny may not be the rarest coin in the world, especially in very dirty condition, but it remains a meaningful piece of American history with collectible value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collecting journey, this humble penny serves as a reminder that even the smallest coins can hold stories and sometimes hidden value. Keep searching through your pocket change, because you never know when you might a coin worth more than just 1 cent. Next up, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 1944 United States wheat penny. At first glance, a very dirty or heavily circulated coin might seem worthless, something easily overlooked in pocket change. But in the world of coin collecting, even a worn and dirty coin can hold surprising value, especially when rarity, mint mark, and historical significance come into play. This video will uncover the story behind the 1944 D-Wheat penny, explore what makes it special, and reveal how even low-condition examples can still attract serious attention in the auction market. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was minted from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it features President Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity. The year 1944 is particularly interesting because it came right after a major shift in U.S. coin production during World War II. In 1943, pennies were made from steel to conserve copper for the war effort. However, in 1944, the U.S. Mint returned to copper-based coins, using recycled shell casings from the war. What makes some 1944 D pennies stand out are rare mint errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943. These rare variations can turn an ordinary-looking coin into a highly valuable collectible, even if its surface appears unattractive or dirty. In general, the 1944 D-Wheat penny is not considered rare in standard form because of its high mintage. However, rarity comes into play when you consider condition and errors. A very dirty coin in poor condition is common, but collectors still seek them out as affordable entry points into the wheat penny series. The real demand spikes when a coin shows unusual characteristics. For example, a 1944 D penny mistakenly struck on a steel planchet is extremely rare and can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Even coins with minor errors or better than average detail under the dirt can attract competitive bidding. Collectors also value these coins for their historical connection to World War II, making them more than just currency, they're pieces of history. When it comes to value, condition plays a major role. A very dirty 1944 D-Wheat penny in heavily circulated condition might typically be worth anywhere from a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, if the coin still retains some visible detail despite the dirt, it could sell for around $145,000 depending on collector interest. Now, if that same coin turns out to have a rare mint error or unusual composition, the value can skyrocket dramatically. Rare error versions of the 1944 D penny have been known to fetch hundreds, thousands, or even over $50,000 at major auctions. This is why collectors never dismiss a coin purely based on appearance. For collectors, the first and most important tip is to never clean your coins, no matter how dirty they look. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and significantly reduce the coin's value. Instead, preserve the coin in its current state and store it in a protective holder. It's also important to examine your coin closely. Look for the D mint mark, check for unusual weight or color, and compare it with known examples. If you suspect your coin might be rare or valuable, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable service. Patience is key in coin collecting. Even a dirty coin can reveal hidden value over time, especially as demand for historical coins continues to grow. In conclusion, the 1944 D-Wheat penny is a perfect example of how something that appears ordinary or even dirty can hold surprising value. While most heavily circulated coins are modestly priced, the potential for rare errors and historical significance keeps collectors searching and investing. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American coin history, the 1946 D United States wheat penny. At first glance, especially in a very dirty or heavily circulated condition, this coin might seem ordinary. But hidden beneath that worn surface could be a story of history, rarity, and even surprising value in today's collector market. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started, this coin has more to offer than meets the eye. The 1946 wheat penny was minted just after the end of World War II, marking a significant transition period in American history. Produced at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark, this coin is part of the famous wheat cent series that ran from 1909 to 1958. These pennies feature the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and unity. In 1946, the United States was shifting from wartime production back to normal economic activity, and coin production resumed using the traditional bronze alloy after the steel cents of 1943. This makes the 1946 D penny a post-war return to classic minting standards. The 1946 D wheat penny carries several distinct features that collectors pay close attention to. On the front, you'll see Lincoln's profile along with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1946. Just below the date sits the small but important D Mint mark, identifying it as a Denver Mint product. On the reverse, the words 1 cent and United States of America are framed by two wheat ears. In very dirty condition, these details might be obscured by grime, corrosion, or oxidation. However, even a dirty coin can hold value if its underlying structure remains intact. Sometimes, cleaning is discouraged because it can reduce a coin's numismatic value, making even a dirty but original surface more desirable than a cleaned one. While the 1946 D wheat penny had a relatively high mintage, rarity comes into play when condition, errors, and preservation are considered. Most of these coins were heavily circulated, meaning high-grade examples are harder to find today. Interestingly, even coins in very dirty condition can attract attention if they show potential for better preservation underneath or if they carry rare minting errors such as double dyes, off-center strikes, or unusual toning. Collectors often search through bulk coin lots specifically looking for overlooked gems like these. The demand remains steady because wheat pennies are one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. In very dirty or heavily circulated condition, a standard 1946 D wheat penny typically holds a modest value, often ranging from a few cents up to around $1 depending on how much detail is still visible. However, if the coin turns out to have a rare error or can be professionally restored without damage, its value could increase significantly. Higher-grade examples of the same coin, especially those with strong detail and original luster, can sell for $670,000 or more. Exceptionally preserved or rare error varieties have even reached auction prices in the hundreds of dollars. This wide value range is what makes even a dirty 1946 D penny worth a closer look for collectors. The key is patience and careful examination. If you come across a very dirty 1946 D wheat penny, resist the urge to clean it aggressively. Instead, consider storing it safely and, if needed, consulting a professional grading service. Look closely at the mint mark, lettering, and overall strike quality. Sometimes what appears to be just dirt could be hiding a valuable detail or mint error. Building knowledge about coin grading and market trends can also help you determine whether your coin is worth holding onto or selling. The 1946 D wheat penny may not always shine at first glance, especially in very dirty condition, but its historical significance and potential hidden value make it a coin worth exploring. From its post-war origins to its ongoing demand among collectors, this small copper coin carries a big story. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and love discovering rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit the like button, share this video with fellow collectors, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting coin stories. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.